My husband kicked me out after cheating with our Latina maid. I've carried this weight in silence for too long, a burden so heavy that it threatens to drown me. I never imagined that my life, which once felt so secure, would unravel like this. My husband and I have been married for 12 years. 12 long, complicated years where we endured the storms and celebrated the quiet moments in between. I thought we were solid, bound by a love that could withstand anything. He told me often how lucky he was to have me, how much he adored me. I never doubted him. 6 months ago, we hired Maria, a young woman with hands swift and quiet, to help around the house. She moved through our lives like a shadow, unseen and unremarkable, at least to me. She was diligent, polite, never overstepping her role. I never once suspected what was unfolding in the silences I failed to notice, in the spaces between the hours she worked and the glances my husband cast her way. It began slowly, as these things often do. My husband came home later than usual, his laughter more distant, his attention swallowed by the dim glow of his phone. When I asked him, he would blame the pressures of work, brushing off my questions with a tenderness that masked the truth. I believed him. Why wouldn't I? But the feeling lingered, gnawing at me like a whisper too faint to understand, yet too loud to ignore. One night, while he showered, I gave in to that whisper. I picked up his phone and opened the door to a world I didn't recognize. Messages between him and Maria. Not innocent, not professional. They were planning to meet while I was at work, their words dripping with a lust I hadn't seen in years. My heart clenched as I read the explicit details of their affair, their secret, and I felt something inside me shatter. I confronted him that very night, trembling with the weight of my discovery. And there he stood, dry and unflinching, as though my pain was an inconvenience to him. He didn't deny it. Why would he? His affair was real. It was alive, just like the fire that now flickered in his eyes. He told me, with the same voice that once whispered love, that Maria had made him feel alive again. Alive, as if the years we'd spent together were a suffocating death. But it wasn't just the betrayal that broke me, it was his cruelty. He blamed me. He said I had been too consumed with work, too absent emotionally, and in that moment, he told me to leave. I was to go. I, the wife who had stood by him for more than a decade, was to pack my things and disappear. He, the one who had destroyed our marriage, cast me aside as though I were a stranger. In disbelief, I packed my bags. I left the house that I had made a home, the life that I had thought was mine. Now I find myself here, in my sister's spare room, hollowed out by betrayal and abandonment. I feel discarded, like something worn out and no longer useful. I never imagined the man I loved would not only betray me, but banish me, as if my love had never mattered. I don't know where to go from here. The path before me feels so dark, so uncertain. I am a woman adrift, broken, and struggling to find the pieces of myself in this wreckage. All I know is that the life I had is gone, and the pain of that loss is more than I can bear. My heart aches for you as I read your words. It is a sorrow beyond measure to see how someone whom you trusted so completely could so coldly betray you, and then twist the blade by laying the burden of blame at your feet. How profoundly unjust it is that the one who wrongs you should dare to claim the moral high ground, casting aside his guilt in favor of your suffering. But, my dear, none of this belongs to you. The sin is his alone, for it was he who chose to stray, and no amount of his empty accusations can absolve him of that. You, on the other hand, deserve far more than what you have been given. And though the weight of this betrayal feels as though it may crush you, know that you will endure it. You will rise, slowly but surely, as time and tenderness from those who truly care for you will help you reclaim your strength. Lean on your sister and on the love of others who stand by your side. Each day, each small step forward will guide you toward healing. Remember, you are worthy of love, of respect, and of loyalty, and it is your right to take the time you need to mend the wounds inflicted upon your heart.